All right, so welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into, well, the future of education, kind
Oh,
of.
yeah.
We've got some really cool stuff to look at today. We've got course proposals, like actual proposed courses.
Wow.
We've got reflections on past courses that this person has actually taught. And then we've got sort of a philosophical statement about a new education paradigm.
Interesting.
Um, and so the main mission of this deep dive is to kind of figure out what are the key ideas behind all of this, and what is this exciting vision that this person has for education.
Right.
And it all seems to revolve around this idea of empowering students to become lifelong self-directed learners.
Yeah, and you know what's so cool about all this is that it's not just theoretical.
Right.
The person behind all this, David Prorock, actually has put this stuff into practice.
Oh, wow.
Like, he's actually taught 10 different courses just this past summer.
10 courses. That's wild. So what kind of courses are we talking about here? Give me some examples.
Yeah, so he's got a really interesting variety of courses. One of them is creative writing and storytelling in the age of AI.
Okay.
So that looks at how AI can augment our creative processes. And then there's rap and freestyle masterclass where students learn the art of, improvisation and lyrical flow.
Wow.
And then he even has like a design sprint challenge where students tackle real-world design problems in a really fast-paced collaborative setting.
Okay, so he's not afraid to, like, think outside the box.
No, not at all.
It sounds like he's trying to create a learning environment that's, dynamic and engaging and actually relevant to, like, the skills you need in today's world.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what's the core principles uh, behind his approach is this idea of empowering students to become, what we would call autodidacts.
Autodidact.
Yeah, self-directed learners
Yeah.
who are driven by their own curiosity.
Hmm.
And he has this fantastic metaphor. He calls it the mind projector to illustrate this concept.
Okay, the mind projector. Now I'm really intrigued. Tell
Yeah.
me more.
So imagine a student's curiosity, right, as a beam of light.
Okay.
And then you've got AI, along with the human facilitator,
Mm-hmm.
acting as a lens that focuses and amplifies that beam.
Okay.
That's the mind projector at work. So it helps students hone in on their unique interests, and it kind of guides them towards the knowledge and skills that are really going to like ignite their passion for learning.
So it's not about AI telling you what to learn, but helping you figure out what you want to learn, basically.
Right, exactly. And that's what's so cool about it. It kind of flips the traditional model on its head.
Yeah, it does. It really does. It reminds me, there's another one of his metaphors that I really like, and it's the education garden.
Oh, yeah.
Like how you kind of nurture each student's potential, like a unique seed in a garden, and allow them to blossom in their own way.
That's a great connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about creating an environment where diversity is celebrated and where each student feels empowered to kind of explore their own path,
Yeah.
There's no single right way to learn.
Right.
And everyone can thrive when given the right support and encouragement,
I love that. Okay, so we've got the mind projector helping students focus their curiosity, and we've got the education garden where each student can kind of flourish.
Right.
But there's another one of his metaphors that I really like,
Oh, yeah.
the knowledge buffet.
Ah, yes. The
Bam.
knowledge buffet. This is really cool. It speaks to the abundance and diversity of learning opportunities that he envisions.
Yeah, so just imagine a buffet table overflowing with delicious dishes,
Yeah.
each representing a different area of knowledge
Uh-huh.
or a skill to be mastered.
Right.
Students can sample from a wide array of options,
Yeah.
choosing those that pique their interest and satisfy their intellectual hunger.
But a buffet can also be overwhelming,
Oh, for sure.
right?
Right.
Like, how do you make sure you're choosing the right dishes?
Right.
And how do you avoid overindulging in just one area?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So I think that's where things get even more interesting here because he doesn't just present this knowledge buffet and then leave the students to fend for themselves.
No, he's got a system.
He does.
He calls it the handwritten request system.
Yes.
And I'm really curious to know how it works. It seems like almost counterintuitive in this digital age.
It might seem that way at
Yeah.
first, but it's actually really brilliant. So here's how it works. Before engaging with AI, students must first articulate their learning goals
Okay.
by writing out thoughtful questions.
Okay.
It's like crafting a request to, a master chef.
So instead of just typing in a random question on Google,
Right.
they're forced to really think about it.
Yeah, and articulate it clearly in their own words.
Right. So it's almost like mindfulness in itself.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this act of writing, of thoughtfully crafting questions,
Mm-hmm.
is so crucial because it's these handwritten questions that are then translated into AI prompts
Uh-huh.
by the facilitator,
Oh, I see.
guiding the AI's focus.
So the AI isn't just generating like random information.
No, not at all.
It's actually responding to a specific request.
Right,
It
exactly.
makes a lot of
It's
sense.
like having a customized learning experience tailored to, your individual curiosity.
Yeah.
So it's about leveraging the power of AI, but still maintaining that human element, the human connection.
Right.
That's so essential to learning.
It seems like this handwritten request system would have to have like a really positive impact on the quality of the learning, right?
I think so.
It forces them to be active in their education, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it encourages deeper thinking, more intentional learning, and ultimately, a stronger connection to the material.
Totally.
It's not just about consuming information. It's about engaging with it,
Yeah.
questioning it,
Yeah.
and making it your own.
So, okay, we've got this amazing vision of personalized learning
Yeah.
where AI is kind of this guide
Uh-huh.
and a facilitator, but not a replacement for human interaction. But I want to know about like the specific courses that he's proposed.
Yes.
Like what kind of learning experiences are we talking about here?
Well, the courses are just as diverse as the knowledge buffet itself, right?
Okay.
He's organized them into um, 6 thematic groupings.
6 thematic groupings.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a little taste of what those categories are.
Okay, so we've got creativity and the arts, where students can explore their artistic talents,
Yeah.
through different mediums like writing, music, and performance.
Okay.
Then there's technology and future skills, where they learn about, cutting-edge technologies like AI and how to actually apply them to solve real-world problems.
Wow, so it's not just about traditional academic subjects.
No.
It's about like actually really equipping students with the skills that they'll need in this world.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just about education. It's about empowering students to become active creators and problem solvers in their own lives.
Right.
And then there's leadership and personal growth,
Mhm.
focusing on developing, emotional intelligence, communication skills, and the ability to lead and inspire others.
Wow.
And we can't forget uh, collaboration and innovation,
Yeah.
where students learn how to work together, think outside the box, and, bring their ideas to life.
So we got creativity, technology, leadership, collaboration.
Yeah.
What else? There are 2 more.
Two more. We've got mindfulness and wellness, where students can explore, different practices like meditation and yoga to cultivate self-awareness, manage stress, and enhance their overall well-being.
It's really cool that he's emphasizing that, right?
Yeah.
Because that's something that a lot of people struggle with these days.
Absolutely.
So it's cool that he's prioritizing that.
It's a holistic approach
Yeah.
to education.
Totally.
And then finally, we have entertainment and performance. And this might sound, a bit unexpected, but it's really about helping students find joy and expression through, various forms of entertainment.
Right.
It's about fostering a sense of playfulness and encouraging them to explore their passions, whether it's, music, dance, or even, stand-up comedy.
Wow, that's really cool. That's very different from like the traditional classroom setting.
Yeah, it is.
But-
And remember, this is just a taste of the knowledge buffet.
Right.
There's so many specific courses within each of these categories, each designed to, ignite students' curiosity and help them discover their unique passions.
Okay, so I want to dive into those specific courses.
Yeah.
But before we do that, I want to take a step back for a second
Okay.
and think about what this means for us,
Right.
the learners.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to talk about like innovative education models,
Right.
but it's another thing entirely to actually apply those ideas to our own lives.
That's a great point. Yeah. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of, all these new possibilities.
Right.
But the real question is, how can we translate this vision into action?
Right, exactly.
How can we, even outside of a formal classroom setting, embrace these principles? The self-directed learning, the AI-assisted exploration, the diverse knowledge buffet of opportunities.
Yeah. So what if, like, instead of passively consuming information, we actually sought out knowledge that aligns with our own curiosity?
Right.
What if we embraced AI not as a replacement for human connection, but as a tool?
Yeah.
Like to enhance our understanding.
Yeah.
What if we viewed like the world as our classroom?
Right.
Like just brimming with opportunities.
I think those are the questions that are going to lead us to some really powerful insights.
Yeah.
Because when we start to view learning not as like a chore or an obligation, but as like a joyful and empowering journey, that's when we unlock our true potential.
I love that. Learning as a joyful and empowering journey.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling this is just the beginning of a very exciting conversation.
Oh, for sure.
So stay tuned because we'll be right back to dive deeper into the world of David Prorok and his vision for the future of learning.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Me too. Okay, so we're back, and I want to dive a little deeper into David Prorok's innovative approach to education.
Okay. Yeah.
And I want to go back to this handwritten request system.
No.
The more I think about it, it just seems brilliant.
It's definitely a unique approach. you
Yeah.
know? Especially when we're so used to like instant information
Right. Yeah.
at our fingertips.
So I'm trying to figure out how it works in a practical sense, right?
Yeah.
What happens to those handwritten questions?
Right.
Like the AI can't read handwriting, right?
So that's where the human facilitator comes in.
Okay.
They act as like a bridge between the student and the AI,
Yeah.
They take those carefully crafted questions
Uh-huh.
and they translate them into prompts that the AI can understand.
So it's not replacing the teacher.
Right.
It's like it's reimagining the role of the teacher.
Exactly.
Okay.
They become more like a mentor, guiding the students through the process, helping them to refine their inquiries.
And that interaction between the student and the facilitator and the AI
Yeah.
is really what creates that dynamic
Right.
learning environment.
Yeah. It's personalized
Yeah.
and collaborative.
I'm also really fascinated by this mind projector metaphor.
Yeah.
It's such a powerful image, right?
It is.
But how does it actually translate into a real learning experience?
So let's imagine a student who's passionate about, let's say, climate change.
Okay.
Right? Their curiosity about this topic becomes the beam of light.
Okay.
Okay. So now through the handwritten request system, they might ask questions like, what are the most effective ways to reduce carbon emissions?
Right.
Or how can AI be used to model climate change scenarios?
Right.
And the facilitator, using their expertise, their understanding of, AI tools, would help the student kind of refine those questions
Right.
and translate them into prompts that guide the AI's search for relevant information.
Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to get it.
And then as the AI gathers and presents this information,
Uh-huh.
the facilitator then helps the student to interpret that information,
Right.
to make connections, to form their own conclusions.
So it's this constant back and forth
Yeah, it's a dialogue.
between the student, the facilitator, and the AI.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, it's active engagement.
Yeah.
It's critical thinking.
It's not passive at all.
It's not.
Yeah, okay.
And ultimately, it's about, empowering students to become knowledge creators, not just knowledge consumers.
That's great. Okay, so I think I'm really starting to see how all these pieces fit together.
Yeah.
The handwritten request system, the mind projector, the education garden. This is really a whole new way of thinking about education.
It is.
So speaking of the education garden, I kind of want to really dive into some of the specific courses that he's proposed.
Okay.
And I'm really intrigued by the courses in the technology and future skills category.
Yeah, it's a fascinating area, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's one that's constantly evolving.
Right.
He's designed these courses to not only teach the technical skills,
Yeah.
but also to help students understand the broader impact of technology
Yeah.
on our world.
So for example, there's a plan your career with AI, discover, explore, achieve.
Yes.
And that sounds like it could be super valuable for students who are just trying to figure out what they want to do.
Right. Navigate that increasingly complex world of work.
Right. Exactly.
So in this course, students learn to use AI tools to research different career paths, identify their strengths and interests, and even connect with potential mentors
Wow.
in their chosen field.
So it's about leveraging technology to personalize career exploration.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And help, students make really informed decisions about their future.
I love that. What other courses in this category really stand out to you?
Well, there's Create Your Own AI podcast or YouTube channel.
Okay.
So this course, it goes beyond just consuming content.
Right.
It empowers students to become creators themselves.
Okay.
They learn how to use, AI tools to generate ideas, research topics, create scripts, and even edit audio and video.
That's really cool.
It is.
So they're not just learning about AI.
Right.
they're using it to express themselves and
Yeah.
potentially like reach a global audience.
It's really empowering.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is.
Okay, so what else?
And then there's AI Adventures, creating your first chatbot, which kind of introduces students to the fundamentals of artificial intelligence in a fun, engaging way.
Okay.
So, they learn how to design and build their own chatbots, which can be used for everything from customer service to education to entertainment.
It sounds like all of these courses are about equipping students with like the skills they need to not just survive, but really thrive in a world that's like so driven by technology.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not just about, coding or programming. It's about developing, critical thinking skills,
Yeah.
problem-solving abilities, and a creative mindset that allows them to adapt to, whatever the future holds.
But as much as we need to like prepare for the future,
Yeah.
it's also important to like be present
Right.
and cultivate a sense of balance and well-being.
Absolutely.
And I'm really impressed with how ProRock incorporates mindfulness and wellness into his educational vision.
Yeah, it's so vital, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially in a world that's constantly like,
Right.
demanding our attention,
Yeah.
pulling us in a million different directions.
So tell me a little bit about like some of the courses in the mindfulness and wellness category.
Okay.
What are some of like the practices and skills that they focus on?
Okay, well, there's emotional mastery, transforming feelings into wisdom. And this course teaches students, how to understand their emotions,
Yeah.
how to manage them in a healthy and constructive way.
Okay.
It's about developing emotional intelligence,
Right.
which is crucial, for navigating relationships,
You're right.
making sound decisions, and just like building resilience in the face of challenges.
It's so interesting how that's something that's like really overlooked in traditional education,
It is.
but it's so important.
It's essential for success in all aspects of life.
Yeah, totally.
Another one that really caught my eye was the science of stress,
Huh.
turning pressure into power.
Okay.
And this one explores, the science behind stress
Okay.
and how it can actually be harnessed as a source of motivation and growth.
Interesting.
So students learn, practical strategies for managing stress,
Okay.
reframing their thinking,
Uh-huh.
and turning pressure into like a catalyst for positive change.
That's a cool concept.
It is, right. And I think it could be incredibly beneficial for students.
Yeah.
Especially, those who are facing like academic pressure,
Right.
the challenges of growing up
Right. Yeah.
in a fast-paced world.
It's cool that he's like taking these concepts
Yeah.
that, we might think about like in adult life
Right.
and applying them to kids,
Exactly.
which
yeah.
is really important because they need to learn this stuff early.
They do.
Is there anything else in that category?
Yeah, there's also mindfulness for middle schoolers,
Yeah.
stress, focus, and fun, which introduces mindfulness techniques
Okay.
in a way that's engaging and accessible for
Right.
younger students.
Right.
So they learn, simple practices
Yeah.
like breathing exercises and mindful movement that
Yeah.
can help them focus their attention, manage anxiety,
Yeah.
and cultivate a greater sense of, calm and well-being.
It's amazing to think that even middle schoolers can benefit from that.
Oh,
Like, it seems like we're finally starting to understand
I think so.
the importance of, mental and emotional health as part of education.
Right. And as much as we need to, develop our intellect,
Right.
we also need to cultivate that inner peace
Right.
and resilience to truly thrive.
Okay, so speaking of thriving, let's move on to the leadership and personal growth category. I'm always really interested in exploring different approaches to leadership
Yeah.
development. So what does he have for us in this category?
Well, this category is all about, empowering students to become confident,
Okay.
compassionate,
Uh-huh.
and effective leaders,
Yeah.
not just in their schools and communities, but, in the world at large.
Wow, that's a big vision.
It is.
So what are some of the specific courses that he's proposing in this category?
Okay, well, there's future leaders,
Mhm.
trained to be an in-zone aide, which is a really cool hands-on leadership training program.
Okay.
And students who participate in this course, they actually get to assist
Yeah.
in end-zone courses, guiding their peers.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah, putting their leadership skills into
Yeah.
practice. It's a fantastic way to develop confidence,
Right.
communication skills,
Hmm.
and a sense of responsibility.
It's almost like a leadership apprenticeship.
It is.
Okay.
And then there's the confidence code, public speaking for teens, which helps students overcome their fear of public speaking
Okay.
and develop the skills to communicate their ideas with clarity, conviction, and charisma.
That's a big one.
It is.
Public speaking is such a
It's crucial.
crucial skill,
Yeah,
but it can be terrifying for people,
absolutely. Especially young kids.
especially young people.
Yeah.
And so it's great that he's like addressing that head on.
Yeah, giving them the tools
Yeah.
to find their voice
Yeah.
and share it with the world.
But it's not even just about
No,
like standing on a stage giving a speech.
it's enough.
It's about like effective communication
Right.
in
general.
in all its forms.
Whether you're, presenting a project in class or pitching a business idea
Right.
Yeah.
or even just having a conversation
Yeah.
with someone you respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a foundational skill that can benefit anyone, regardless of their career path or aspirations in life.
Yeah.
Another one that resonated with me was Resilience 101, thriving through challenges.
Okay.
It's all about developing that mental fortitude to bounce back from setbacks,
Right.
navigate adversity,
Yeah.
and achieve your goals,
Yeah.
even when faced with, obstacles and uncertainty.
It's about embracing a growth mindset.
Right.
Right. Like you don't look at challenges as failures.
No.
You look at them as opportunities. to
Exactly.
learn and grow.
Yeah, it's about cultivating that inner strength and determination
Right.
that allows us to not just survive, but to thrive
Yeah.
in the face of whatever life throws our way.
It's as we're talking about these courses, I'm struck by how much he emphasizes not just like acquiring knowledge,
Yeah.
but actually developing essential life skills.
Yes.
Like emotional intelligence, communication, resilience, collaboration.
Right.
It's really a holistic approach to education.
It is.
And it seems like it speaks to this growing awareness
I think so.
that the traditional models are failing us
Yeah.
in preparing students for the real world.
Absolutely.
It's about nurturing the whole person, right?
It is.
Like equipping them with the skills and the mindsets they need to live like fulfilling and
Yeah.
meaningful lives.
And I think, his vision is a powerful reminder that education isn't just about what happens, within the walls of a classroom.
Right.
It's a lifelong journey
Yeah.
with discovery, growth, and connection.
And it's a journey that we can all be on,
Yes.
regardless of our age
Right.
or background.
It's about embracing that curiosity,
Right.
seeking out knowledge and never losing that thirst
Yeah.
for learning.
So I'm so glad we're having this conversation.
Thanks.
It's really sparked my curiosity, and it's made me think about education in a whole new way.
Yeah, me too. It's so refreshing to encounter someone who's so passionate about pushing the boundaries of, traditional educational models
Yeah.
and creating something that's truly innovative and inspiring.
And I also love how his vision extends beyond like the individual learner
Yes.
to this like sense of community and collaboration,
Yeah.
which we haven't even really talked about yet.
We have it.
But I want to explore that.
Yeah, me too. Because as much as self-directed learning is important,
Right.
so is the power of connection and the shared experience of learning and growing together.
Totally.
And that's what we'll be diving into next.
All right, this deep dive just keeps getting more fascinating. So we'll be back after a quick break to explore the collaborative aspects of David Prorock's educational vision, so stay tuned. All right, so welcome back to the deep dive. We've been talking about some pretty amazing ideas about the future of education, especially from this guy, David Prorock. And
Yes.
we've been focusing on this idea of personalized learning, AI-enhanced learning.
Uh-huh.
But like we've mentioned a couple of times now,
Yeah.
it's not all about just like individual learning.
Yeah.
It's about more than that.
Well, Prorock's model really goes beyond solo learning.
Right.
He really weaves in this strong emphasis on community and collaboration, which,
Yeah.
let's be honest, is how we function in the real world.
Right, exactly. Like we don't graduate and then suddenly like never work with other people again.
Right, exactly.
So how does he actually bring this collaborative spirit into his courses?
Well, let's take, for example, Game Masters, Play and Create,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Students actually team up to design and build their own board games from scratch.
That's cool.
Talk about teamwork, problem solving, creative thinking, all rolled into one.
Yeah, it's play with a purpose.
Exactly. And it culminates in this final showcase
Oh, cool.
where they get to share their creations, which is a huge
Confidence booster.
confidence booster. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And speaking of, creative collaboration,
Yeah.
there's also collaborative drawing and art making.
Okay.
So imagine students, co-creating murals, tackling, group drawing challenges. They learn from each other's styles and perspectives,
Yeah.
and they end up with something truly unique.
Right. It's like that idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Exactly, yeah.
But let's not forget about the performing arts.
Yes,
Right.
improv comedy. Think fast, laugh hard.
Okay.
So improv is all about collaboration, right?
Right.
You're building off each other's ideas,
Mm.
you're supporting your teammates,
Mm.
and you're embracing those spontaneous moments that make it so much fun.
Yeah, and you're developing like quick thinking and communication skills
Yes.
without even realizing it.
Right. It's sneaky learning at its best.
Yeah, exactly. But these are just a few examples.
Right.
So there has to be like a bigger principle at play here.
There is. He's not just, sprinkling in like group projects here and there.
Right.
He's intentionally fostering this sense of community
Yeah.
where collaboration is embedded in the learning process itself.
Okay, so it's not just about working together.
Yeah.
It's about creating an environment where
Mhm.
people feel comfortable
Right.
sharing ideas, taking risks.
Yeah, and learning from each other's, successes
Yeah.
and failures.
Yeah, I love that. And this sense of community, he believes, extends beyond the classroom.
Absolutely.
He wants this to be happening everywhere,
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, throughout our lives.
So he's talking about lifelong learning, right?
exactly.
Like we're all perpetual students,
What are-
constantly exploring, questioning,
yeah.
expanding our
And the
understanding.
world around us, yeah.
And he really seems to believe that technology plays like a really key role in this,
A
right?
huge role, yeah.
Like online courses and AI tools and all that stuff.
Exactly. It helps connect us,
Right.
with information and resources from around the globe.
Yeah,
So knowledge becomes accessible to, anyone with an internet connection.
that's amazing.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. And that's where like so many possibilities open up.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally,
Like
yeah.
imagine being able to learn from like experts anywhere in the world.
Right.
Connect with people who like are interested in the same things as you
Uh-huh.
and access resources that, were once like totally unimaginable.
It's an exciting time to be a learner, but I think it also presents, a challenge, right?
Okay.
I think we need to actively cultivate this mindset of curiosity, be open to new ideas and perspectives, and be willing to learn from anyone and everyone,
Right.
recognizing that we all have something unique to offer.
I love that. We need to move away from that hierarchical view
Yeah.
of education. Right.
Yeah, and embrace a more fluid, dynamic model where everyone is both
Right.
teacher and learner.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about acknowledging that learning is a lifelong journey,
Right.
not a destination.
Right.
It's about embracing the joy of discovery and the endless possibilities that come with, expanding our knowledge and understanding of the world.
Well, this has been amazing.
It has.
David Prorock's vision for education has been truly inspiring.
Yeah.
He's really challenged us to rethink the very nature of learning.
Yeah. To embrace technology.
You embrace technology as a tool for empowerment.
Yeah.
And to cultivate a sense of community that extends, far beyond the traditional classroom walls.
What's so remarkable is that this isn't like some far-off utopia.
Right.
It's attainable, right?
Great.
Starting right now
Yeah.
by fostering that curiosity,
Right.
encouraging collaboration,
Yeah.
and creating, personalized learning experiences that really ignite a passion for knowledge.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on this incredible deep dive
You're welcome.
into the future of education.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you've been as inspired as we have
So
by David Prorock's vision.
remember, the world is your classroom, so go out there, explore your passions, connect with fellow learners, and, never stop embracing the joy of lifelong learning.
Until next time on the deep dive, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep that curiosity burning bright.